everyone, this is Chad. Thanks from Arctic Horde Wargaming. If you are new here, please consider like, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the bell, be part of the Horde. And now, stay tuned for the show, folks.
Yeah, so here we go. Here's my Warlord trait, D6. A 2, Glorious Renown. Fear test taking against the Knight Warlord suffers a -2 to the leadership value, while allied units within 12 inches may re-roll failed morale.
Not bad.
Yeah, except I got nothing that'll run.
What do you mean?
Morale won't work on Knights, will it? They're not units. They're single models.
Yeah, that's true.
So it might help me fear some of yours off.
No, my guys are immune to fear.
That's right. Absolutely worthless.
If you want to re-roll it, go ahead. I don't care.
It's supposed to be too. It's meant to be.
Those are your number 2 days.
Yeah.
Well, if it's any consolation, Typhon's Warlord trait is absolutely worthless in this game too, because all he does is deny
The
objective points. So, like, he basically does the same thing as troop choices, except he can't hold objectives. He can deny you an objective, but he can't
he
hold
counts
it.
against you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stick around to the end. There's a nice chat the guys had while they were setting up, so I did just record that, and it's just audio towards the end. So stick around for that after the post-game wrap-up.
Hey, I'm Jesse. Today we're playing Horus Heresy. I'm running my Death Guard, as usual. Army composition. I'm using the Reaping Rite of War. I got a tactical squad, pretty bare bones. Power weapon and bolt pistol for my unit leader. Heavy support squad, running full las cannons. We'll see how that goes today. There is a Master Signals and a Siege Breaker attached to them. I got a Vindicator tank with all the bells and whistles. I know it's not modeled with a pinto-mounted multi-melta, but it does have one. And then I got the Doredio with the las cannon battery and the missile launcher. My Spartan has the Grave Wardens with Typhon in there. There's 5 Chain Fists in the Grave Warden squad. He is running laser destroyers rather than the quad las cannons. And then another tactical squad, bare bones. And that list is to 2,500 points.
Hi, my name is Thomas, and we are playing Horus Heresy yet again. This is game number 2 for me. I'm going to give Knights a try and see how we do. For my Knights, I'm running Oh, let me pull out my list because they got different names.
Okay.
So I have my Gallant. That is going to be the Preceptor, taking up an elite spot. And he has the Heavy Stubber. Oops, oh no, it's this one. The Heavy Stubber with the Chainsword and the Gauntlet. He's my melee version. Then for heavy support, I have my Errant, who will be taking the Chainsword and the Thermo Cannon with the Storm Spear Rocket Pod. So that's these two. Then I'm running I'm running 4 of the Scion Auxilia, which are the Armigers. 2 of them have the Thermal Lance with the Chainsword, and 2 of them have the double cannons. The double cannons are running the Stubber on top, and the Chainswords have Meltos. These are backwards. These guys go here. Then I was good enough to get to borrow the Styrix, and he is going to be a Lord Scion, so an HQ slot for him. And then my Dominus is also going to be a Lord Scion. He'll be my Warlord. He's got an absolutely useless Warlord trait, so he can give 2 extra fear to the other guys or save mine -1. But as the other army doesn't run, and neither does mine, it is what it is. I rolled twice, got the same one, so it was just meant to be. And that is my list.
How many points?
2,500. For seize the initiative, and I need it this turn. Papa Nurgle. He wants to play. Alright, so that's super fun and probably problematic for the Death Guard, because now I get to take turn 1 and move around and smash some stuff before they get to throw it into me.
Yep.
I got to seize the initiative on turn 1, which I wasn't expecting to have, so my knights were a little bit farther back. I didn't get any into close combat yet, but we all moved forward. I ran the Armigers up, trying to get them in. The rest of my army basically shot. I killed, I think, 1 guy off of his troop unit over here, plinked it off with a Stubber over here. And then I focused a lot of my fire into his last cannon unit, because it was kind of scary to have, 10 last cannons aimed at me. I took a couple pop shots at the Dreadnought, but I didn't get through, so I just moved over to the last cannons and totally deleted that unit.
They were right here.
And I think there was 2 characters attached to it.
Yep.
So that was turn 1. So now it comes to the fire back and a lot of charging.
Alright, I'll go to Death Guard turn 1.
So it's not looking good for me. End of turn 1, I was able to kill 1 Armiger Knight and wound another one. Other than that,
Which one did you want?
right here.
Okay.
So other than that, yeah. Turn 2. Let's see.
You piled in here, and what happened here?
Yeah, my whole unit got wiped out by his knight in close combat. So I tried doing a melt-a-bomb. I hit and I got a penetration. Did I get a penetration? No, I did not.
No, you rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1 and a 3. Yeah, absolutely nothing. So.
And then the Armiger was in the center here. He's completely gone.
Yep.
Turn 2.
Yep. I need a 4 to hit, and I don't. So now you can do your stomps.
So D3 stomps.
2. So first one has to be in base contact. You can get 2 here.
And you get 2 guys?
Yep.
Alright, here we go. So this is my strength against your
Nope, you roll. It's the stomp table, remember?
5 and 6.
So they're just.
1 got squashed for sure.
Yep.
The 6 is automatic death.
Well, and then the 5 it's strength. strength 6. So now roll another d6, moving on 2s.
Nope.
Okay. Alright. So then that one, it has to be within, you can hit another 2 within 3 inches of this one.
One is squashed.
Yep.
And the other one gets
Strength 6.
strength 6. Hits.
Then saves. Okay. And then you can hit another 2 within another 2 inches.
One's auto squished. And one takes a hit.
So, okay. I'm saved. No. So, 2 more.
Can you put them over?
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, so end of turn 2. Pretty devastating turn. I was able to take out all the Grey Wardens. Typhon's the last man standing over here. I felled my charge into the Spartan, so I didn't get a chance to attack him. My Gallant went into the Vindicator and was able to smash that. Through shooting, I plinked off all the wounds. This guy went in and he killed, there's
2 left.
2 guys left in the unit. Stepped on them, so really only thing left is Typhon,
And
the Spartan, and the Dreadnought. So at this point we're going to call it a game. Yeah, Knights it's kind of crappy. They didn't take anything. So
Yeah, I think that's game, honestly. I literally can't do anything to you at this point.
Alright.
You got everything.
that's
pretty much
super
at
shitty.
full. Yeah.
It's super,
Like that, again, this is why nobody really likes playing Knights, because
you would have to have a huge armor list.
it would have to be all, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be tanks.
Yeah. Good game.
Yeah. So the best, like, if you really want to go up against Knights and you're not playing Knights as well, Fortification would be a good idea, like the one that I was going to do, but forgot at home. Or Imperial Fists, if they're heavy weapon support squads, get Tank Hunter, I believe, automatically, so they don't have to have the Siege Breaker with them. Yeah, it's an uphill battle against Knights all the way, honestly, and it's fun. I still enjoy playing the game, period. Rolling dice is always enjoyable. I think what really put the nail in the coffin was right away when you got
First strike.
Yep. When you stole initiative, that's just like, okay, all right, well, I'm already gonna lose, so it doesn't really matter at this point. But
Yeah.
I'll have fun, see what I can do. And I know when I had my Knight army, I was playing against friends, and that's all they would say. It's like, okay, well, how much damage can I do? Because I know I'm not going to win the game. So that's just the attitude that you have to have when you go up against Knights.
Well, I think the difference with Horus Heresy is you can't really play the mission like you can in 40K. So even like with stuff you can't kill in 40K, sometimes you can outplay them in the mission.
Yeah.
Like you can hide and steal objectives, and you can play the actual mission part of the game.
But
Where
with
this
Knights,
one, your mission was to you had 2 squads that were scoreable to get in the side against every Knight I had.
Which was scoreable.
So literally all I had to do was pop 2 10-man units or 20-man units of tactical Marines
10-man units. So
10-man, and then keep one of any Knight alive
Yep.
in your section. And then I would have won.
I only took down 1 Knight. I almost took 2, but those are the armigers, so they're a little bit easier to do.
Well, yeah, you got all the way through except for 1 wound on both of them.
Yeah.
With that unit. And I didn't do any damage with their chainsword.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that the Stomp
is
kind of cool in this one. It's a little the difference with the rules. You can't kill quite as much in this one with the Stomp, but you get to do it and do your main weapon. Where in 40K you lose your main weapon when you Stomp. So that's a little different.
Well, in 40K, it just promotes it to do all ranged weapons because you have that stomp option. Whereas in Horus Heresy, you still kind of want the close combat because you can still stomp, but yeah.
And the D weapons are huge.
Yeah.
Like when you get up into the Spartans and stuff like that.
Yep. Well, and then with like your anti-tank weapon, your thermal lance, I had armor ceramite, so that was basically kind of worthless.
Yeah.
Because it's strength 9, you can still glance on a 5 for the Spartan, but yeah, Spartan's just hard to kill, period, and that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, I wish I had made that charge, but we didn't get in there.
Yeah.
So I don't think though that I'm gonna focus on knights during if I play Horus Heresy. I have them for fun, and I might find some ways to like flow them in every once in a while, just a knight here or a knight there.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm gonna play all knights just because.
Well, and the other way that you could do it is just do all armatures. That would be like actually somewhat doable.
That would be a bunch of models too.
Yeah.
Because they're only 120 points apiece. 190, I think, for the. Well, I guess the autocannons are like 200.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, because at least they're not super heavies, so you can actually do something to them. So.
Yeah, but I'm not sure where I'm gonna go. I'm kind of leaning towards the Ultramarines, just because, like I said, I do have an Ultramarine army. So.
Well, and the Ultramarines are, I don't know. I think Ultramarines are a little silly in 40K. They're a little too uptight, but in Horus Heresy, they have a little bit more depth to them, in my opinion. So.
I think that everybody hates them in 40K because they give everything. It's like anything new that comes out,
Yeah.
they give a captain or a lieutenant primaries.
Well, you look at Gilman. They're the only loyalist legion that has a Primarch.
I feel like
40K.
there's another one coming.
I'm sure there is. My bet is going to be Lionel Johnson, but that's my feeling. Because they've actually hinted that he's asleep, kind of thing.
Yeah, he's on Caliban, right?
Yep.
Yep, sleeping in the rock. I don't know which other ones. I don't know that much on the lore. I know that some of them are dead, like Sanguinius is dead, I think.
Sanguinius is dead. Dorn, they think is dead because they found his hand, but they never found the rest of him.
Iron Hands is gone.
Iron Hands is dead.
Vulcan's not, is he?
Vulcan is missing. Korax is missing, and the Khan is missing, as well as Numeros.
I think Fulgrim's coming soon too.
Fulgrim,
I just
yeah.
feel that.
Yeah.
They've done the other two. I feel like they've hinted with all the North Marines and stuff like that Fulgrim.
Well, and then
Slaanesh.
Slaanesh is making a comeback with a bunch of stuff coming out. So it's like now Underworlds, they just released that this morning. The Slaanesh warband for Warhammer Underworld.
Well, that's kind of cool. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Fulgrim could come out.
Yeah, I could see that. But they need to do the Loyalist one first, because otherwise then there's three traitor Primarchs and only one.
I just, this is 40K, not 30K, but I wish in 40K as they start releasing the books that they bring the Primarchs they make them so you want to put them on the table.
Yeah.
Like Mortarion is a freaking gorgeous model. I love his model as my Death Guard, but he just doesn't do enough for his points and stay alive.
I've always had pretty good success with them, but there's a lot of other stuff that you can take that probably a bit more point.
I just find he gets shot off the table if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Like he seems to drop for me really quick. I can only think of 2 occasions that I've used him competitively that
And
he has
survived.
That he has earned his points. One time he did manage to take out 2 Bane Blades before he went down, but I mean he's good if you can get in there.
Yep.
He's nasty.
Yep.
So I'm kind of excited about the deep striking or the new rules to come in on the board, off the board edge to keep them in deep strike. So I'm gonna play around with that a little bit. I might have to go look at World Leaders now because that was thrown out there. So I like very forward playing armies. I like to keep moving. So
Yeah. World Eaters, Emperor's Children also actually.
I kind of think with all the sword and board units for the Ultramarines, you can do a front deposit while you have some guns in the back.
Yep. Well, they have a unique assault marine unit too, so they can be close combat. Well, they're just all around. Ultramarines are always all around kind of thing. Close combat focused legions. You got White Scars, Emperor's Children, World Eaters, Space Wolves, even Imperial Fists they're both good at shooting and close combat. What else? My hands always have to be doing something. They're just.
I really like the wolves. Like
Yeah.
I wish that in 40K or 30K they could figure out the wolves and make them super wild.
Yeah.
I think that in 40K they've got a lot of really cool units. 9th edition's bringing back a lot of the Thunder Wolf Cavalry guys, which I think is super cool.
Yeah.
I like the whole idea of the Viking shield and axe guys in the front with the riders in the back, and that style armor.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it in 30K because I wanted to do Russ with all the wolf pack that he uses.
You can have two, yeah.
And bring those in.
Yeah. Well, that's the only wolves that you can have, though.
I know.
Yeah.
They took out all the rest of the wolves for
Yep.
the 30K. Yep, but there's more to come.
Thanks for sticking around, and now here's the chat that I mentioned earlier. Again, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, be part of the Horde.
Unless you're also running, what's his name? The other Nervo character that Forge World makes.
Oh, the
Necrosius.
Necrosius, yes.
Because then you're.
I have Necrosius somewhere.
I did too
I also
at
have
one
Epic
point.
Demons.
Yeah.
I did find my my guy I'm going to use that I needed. You said I had to have one special character. I found Lucius the Eternal. So I got him.
Special character for what?
For 30K, Emperor's Children.
Well, you just need an 8. He couldn't count as a Praetor.
Me, Fabius.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to use him as that.
Yeah, you can use Fabius too.
Yeah.
As a Praetor.
Fabius Bile, and what's the other one? What's their Primarch?
Or,
Fulgrim?
Yeah, no, is it Volgrim?
Fulgrim is.
Oh, Fulgrim, yeah.
Yeah, is Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't have him.
But he would
I'm
be
just going
a
off the
Demon
models I
Prince.
currently have sitting in home.
Well,
Why would he be a Demon Prince?
well,
30K?
no, not in 30K. The Fulgrim model is fantastic. But. Alright.
Most of their stuff's temporarily out of stock. whatever that
Yeah,
is.
I'm not a big fan. Like,
Forge Worlds is annoying.
my
right
problem
now.
is I really like the Primarchs, and so like I look at Ultramarines and I'm like, God, he's not that cool, dude. And then I'm like, God, how do I paint marble? Because every time they show me standing on damn marble.
Yeah. Marbles is really easy to paint though.
Is it? Like
Yeah.
their marble looks like real. The GW.
You just gotta go get a couple sponges from Michael's. That'll help, the little tiny sponges.
Or,
and
well, and then another thing people use a lot is gauze. They they tear gauze apart, and then when you spray it, you put the gauze on top of what other color you want, kind of thing, and then you prime the other color on there.
Oh.
And then if
It
you
looks
want it,
it looks cool, but I just don't
yeah,
like it.
if you want to do it shiny, then all you do is you just do a gloss cover over it, kind of thing.
And it doesn't have a lot of like, special units, so I feel like I'd have to run a lot of tanks.
Ultramarines?
Yeah.
They have, like I said, they have like the most special
But they
units.
don't. They have like the shield guys.
They have two. I think they have.
Well, they have breachers and they have the shield, the like elite shields.
Well, and then they also have their Terminators, and they got their own unique tank, their command tank.
But it's not a tank really. It's
It's a command vehicle.
yeah, but
command
it's
tank.
a Rhino.
Yeah, but they're the only ones that can have it. So you got the
Yeah, Dominus or whatever it's called.
the Invectus Suzerain Squad.
Those are the shield guys with the like wings faced.
Yep, and they got a unique dreadnought, Honored Telemachus.
Yep, they do have that. It's a Contemptor, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Lucorious Storm Squad, which is jump infantry, and then
So they just don't have models for any of that?
The only models they have are for the suzerain squad.
So how do you make the rest?
Convert. Just come up with your own.
There's nowhere that shows what they're supposed to look. I don't like that. I'm not a convert guy. I hate, like, it gives me like anxiety to think I'm gonna have to do something that's not normal.
Well, the other thing is you don't have to convert, except for like probably equipment. You just gotta paint them like Ultramarines and say, this is my Lacotte, I can't pronounce it, the Storm Squad.
I kind of feel the same way you do, because there's an old, in the original lore for Warhammer in general, there was a 5th Chaos God, and so...
Mallow? Or
yeah,
Malak?
Yeah, Mallow.
No.
But the thing is you don't know like who his followers are. You can figure out him based on their description of him, because it's really, they give you a full description. There's no pictures.
Yeah.
But they give you like a full description, so you can figure that out. But they give you like a generic description of like who his followers were. And so it sounds like they're kind of like blood letters, but not really. And, you know, so then you gotta like try to figure it out. And that, I started having the same like anxiety, stress, like, what are these guys supposed to look like? I don't get it.
Well, and it's just you make it up your own.
That's why I didn't ever do. So when I originally bought the Ultramarines that Anna was playing, I got the Ultramarines and I'm like, how should I paint them? Because they're just Marines, right? And people are like, paint them any color you want. That's why my Stormcasts are not painted. Because I sit there and look at them and it gives me so much anxiety. I'm like, I'm going to go paint something that I know what it's supposed to look like. And I go back to my Death Guard.
Yeah.
Because I know what they're supposed to be.
Well, it's funny too when you see somebody that paints things that you've seen a lot of pictures of in a completely different scheme. You do look at it and go, "What? I don't get it. Why did you do that?"
Yeah.
It doesn't. Your brain doesn't.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, why are your space with your Ultramarines blue? I'm like, because Ultramarines are blue. Like they're like, it can be whatever you want it to be. I was like, no, they're blue.
Yeah.
Ultramarine. If they're not painted blue, then they aren't Ultramarines.
Yeah, they're blue.
Well, like when they released for Fantasy or for AOS, when they first released the Blood Reavers and all that stuff, they were painting them black. Like all their armor was black. And it just threw my brain off. I'm like, why isn't it red?
Well,
it's
I want to
be
say
red.
it was it 7th?
It looks
there
cool.
was one
but
edition that like you couldn't take them to tournaments if they were the wrong color and play them as.
Yeah.
Like your army, like Ultramarines had to be blue to use their stuff.
Was that? No, that wasn't 8th.
I want to say it was 7th.
Might have been.
And that's why all my I loved my Dark Angels because I knew how to paint them.
Yeah.
So, and that was where I love Terminators. Like, I love Terminator models, but they've never been good. I've
30K they aren't bad.
Yeah.
Especially the unique ones. We gotta figure out what game we're playing. Oh, you got the book over there.
Oh, is it in this one?
Yeah, it's in the core book for missions. But yeah, Terminators aren't bad in 30K. Like, some of the best units are Terminator units. They're expensive as all get out.
Yours are really good.
The Grave Warden?
Wardens.
They're okay.
And the other ones.
The Death Shroud?
Mm-hmm.
Death Shroud, yeah. But they're better at taking out large groups of things rather than...
Alright, so roll a dice for deployment map, I guess. Because I found that one.
6.
Vanguard Strike. Isn't that what we did last time? It is.
No,
Corner.
Yeah, but Vanguard Strike is like there's the diagonal line. Last time we did...
Oh, we did Search and Destroy.
Yeah.
Where's the mission?
Couple pages over.
What's your
I think both tables are there though.
There we go. Missions.
5.
Tide of Carnage.
Yeah, I forgot completely that you bought that big dude. That was awesome.
He was fun to paint too.
So we do have another warlord.
Just be stationary. You can't move around.
Yeah, because with the base.
Yeah, you can't walk through. That's why I said if you have any kind of terrain, I won't be able to get onto like the board.
The only way that you'd be able to do that is if you cut him off of there and then just put a rock underneath one of the feet.
Yeah, he wouldn't be tall enough without the base, though.
Oh, really?
He needs the base.
Like be 22 inches?
So from here to here is the exact same measurements as your warlord. That's why I bought him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what you could do give you a fun project. Buy a crap load of nerdlings and just make a rock kind of base of all nerdlings.
Make them like carrying you.
Yeah. I mean, you could have the under part of it be foam, so it wouldn't have to be like solid nerdlings.
Yeah.
And then put the nerdlings on the top. Just have a ton of them.
Make a resin pool.
Yeah.
Like him coming out of the like goo under each foot. Alright, victory conditions. Victory conditions are the mission achieved by forcing the enemy back from the battlefield at the end of the game. The player who has scored the most victory points. Okay. Primary objectives. Tides of Carnage. Each sector of the battlefield is worth a certain amount of victory points. For the side who control it, in order to claim a sector, a side must have one or more scoring units in the sector, and the enemy must not have no scoring units left in that sector. Does it change who the scoring units are?
No. So your troops are always
troop choice?
scoring. Yep. Unless the unit has a special rule saying they count as scoring.
Oh, this one's not going to be very fun for you.
No. Any mission's not going to be fun for me for nights.
So like the special objective also is, in addition to usual scoring units, all vehicles with tank types as well as super heavy and ground vehicles and super heavy walkers are also classed as scoring units in the mission.
Well, most of yours were going to be anyway because you have a lot of troops for.
The little guys,
Yeah.
but now my big guys are too.
Yep. Did it say super heavies? Yep. No. That's just how it is. It's a night game. Knights are always going to be at an advantage no matter what in Horus
Slay the
Heresy.
Warlord, last man standing, the price of failure. Your Mortarian's on a Lord of War, is he?
He is a Lord of War, but he's not playing this game.
Oh.
Because he can't do shit against Knights. So
Really?
he doesn't have the armor penetration to do anything. The only reason he was able to kill the tank the last game is because he hit rear armor. When you're fighting against walkers,
I can turn my shields too, can't I?
What?
Can I still rotate ion shields?
Against ranged weapons, it doesn't work in close combat. So that's why assault marines are the best unit to use against knights, is because they
have no invul.
they'll have no invul and
Why is there demons something? I thought this was only demons?
yeah, there's demons. But it's called Demons of the Ruined Storm, I think is the army list. Word bearers are like the big ones that can summon demons. I don't think any well,
Well,
no.
you can't make like a demon army?
You can. It's called Demons of the Ruined Storm. I don't have that book, so I don't
Look
know
at
how
that
it
stuff.
works. No. I think Gilliman's model looks pretty cool.
This stuff scares me.
The marble,
Yeah.
like I said, it's fairly easy to do, and the other thing is you're only going to put him on that scenic base when you're displaying him.
Right, but even under his feet has marble. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm sensing a hobby day coming along. Oh, really? That's all you. I mean,
Yeah, it's
Just get together
there's a
and do a
lot of
hobby day?
YouTube videos on how to do marble. I've done marble in the past, and I did it by just watering down like the color that I wanted the marble in, and just kind of doing that spider web effect. Like if you look at the orcs that I painted for Chad, the bases, the cracking, half of them I hand painted because the crackle paint didn't work. So
Dude, I've given up on that crackle paint. It's
Most of
so
them-
hit or miss for me.
yeah.
smile, guys.
Hey,
You gotta put it on
One more
super
time.
thick.
There we go.
most of the time it works for me. It's just this last time it didn't. And the first time I did it, but I think I was using the wrong one at that point.
Well, you gotta get it super thick from what I've been
Yeah.
told.
Well, then you also have to prime the base before you put it on, because if you don't, it's gonna fall off.
Yeah, that might be a reason why too. Okay. Where's my little-
I did stop over there and pick up my big dice, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, yesterday I had great, like, when you sent me the message, I was at work. And I got off at 6, and when Alex is already, like...
Here, take the baby.
Yeah, having an anxiety attack by the time I get home. And then, that doesn't bother me. If it bugs you, it bugs me.
It was because I was just, this one.
And then, so I had to go, I went straight home, and then yesterday I had Gracie all day because Alex was working in the morning, and in the afternoon she had 3 doctor's appointments, so it's like, I wouldn't have been able to make it over there. So, again, sorry.
That's alright. I was just excited to get them, so.
They're nice.
How big are they?
You get like
Are they for
8.
the gargantuans?
Yeah,
New gargantuans?
that's what I'm going to use it for. They're actually originally for the
Ogre Maw
the
tribes.
Maw tribes.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're like big honkers.
Yeah, they're seriously, they're this big.
Like normally you get 20 in a thing,
But
but
this guy was so fun. So this was me learning to use my airbrush to do small things. Like his pants are completely airbrushed.
Nice.
see, I like the ogres, but I just can't get into them. Every single time I try it, it's just no, not into it.
Well,
I like
that goes
him.
back to what I was saying though. I
Yeah.
have them, so don't bother if you
Yeah.
want to try them. I have
Well,
them.
yeah. Well, I have the. Well, are you gonna buy the ones that?
Yeah,
I
well, that's what I said. It'll be a while,
Yeah.
unless we can come up with something for me to trade you in the meantime.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of them.
Because like extra dough right now, I have like an extra $100 a month. That's about it.
Yeah.
So
I got Tyranids still in weight.
Yeah, and like
I
I
have tons of Iron Hands sitting in weight.
nice.
that's
But if you wanna give the Maw tribes a run on the table just to see if you like them, I have them. So.
I just like painting them.
But I'm just saying, if you want
Yeah.
to try them to see if you want to pursue it.
That's why I was like, last night, so I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, I think that maybe 30K is where I jump into the wolves because I love the in-your-face. Like, that's what I love about them. They just go. Like, I don't have to sit back and think. Like, they go.
Yeah. Space wolves, you still have to think. Unfortunately, if you want to just let them go and do their thing, then you want to go world eaters.
They're melee too?
Oh my gosh, that you literally.
They're white though, aren't they? White and blue?
White and blue, yeah. But white's really easy to do, especially with contrast paints now. It's
Is it?
so easy.
That's what scares me about white scars. I wanted to do a white scar army for 40K, and then I'm like, nah, white.
No, that apothecary white is
I
fantastic.
got a guy that I did that with. This guy.
Yep. I think you look. Yeah.
So he's all contrast paint, 100%.
He looks
except for
great
the
too.
towers.
So I like contrast paints.
This is my
make
first run with contrast paints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The contrast paints work fantastic, I think. So painting white is a lot less intimidating because I used to hate painting white too.
It's the shading for white that
Yeah.
sucks. Like,
Mhm.
you have to be super careful, otherwise it just looks dirty. It doesn't look
And then when you try and touch it up, and then the white's too thick.
and too bright.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it is very intimidating, but with the contrast paints, it makes it so much easier.
And yellow's taken me a long time. I'm just now learning yellow with
Yeah.
the gray undertone.
See, yellow, I think, is really easy. You prime bone color, and then you just use. I like the new contrast paints for yellow, but before I
I don't
used
think I have any of the other ones.
the yellow ones. They're great too. Like all my Imperial Fists that are at Chad's, those are all yellow contrast. Like I got.
Are they 30 or 40K?
Those are 40K Imperial Fists. I used to have 30K ones, but I stripped them and I repainted them with Death Guard. Yeah. So this is all with contrast. Yeah, the contrast paints are fan-freaking-tastic in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been working on trying to figure out this whole edge highlight. I'm always dry brushed.
Well, those the edge highlight pinks that they have are really good because they're so extreme.
But it's like, it's the brush technique that fucks with me. Because I either get too thick of a line or hit the wrong spot.
Do you use goggles?
No.
You don't
The
use goggles.
other, use the side of your brush.
Yeah, but sometimes like you're putting it inside things,
Yeah.
like on panels in their legs and stuff like that, and it's,
Yeah, get some goggles, and literally you won't struggle anymore, honestly, because you won't be like.
yeah, that's my problem.
The
I'm
goggles
like,
are
trying
so
to figure
good;
out-
it magnifies everything so it looks like it's right here. So, do
See,
you have contacts? Over contacts? Okay, cool. Because otherwise, I was going to say don't wear them when
Is
you're
this
wearing
going or
contacts.
is this going?
No.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Yeah, set up deployment. Okay, are you gonna be on that side? And
This is
I don't care. You want to roll? I mean, I honestly don't
oh
care.
yeah. So I'll set up first. Yeah, I'll take this side.
Are you ready? Start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I use this one for
You
the
might
side.
want
I might want
to
to
get
measure out real quick.
yeah, because it's a diagonal line. You can set it down because this is the line that we're gonna be using for.
But we have to come off this too, don't we?
Yeah, it's what 12 inches on either side or
Should
9
we look at the
inches.
pages? Didn't mark them. You know another thing I love about this game?
What?
About 30K? I mean, yeah, everybody talks shit about the books. I like books.
I do too.
Like, for me, everybody's like, oh, I buy it on digital. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, it throws me. I like to have the book and flip through the pages.
So the reason I have digital copies is because I couldn't afford the books when they first came out.
But you
And
still
so
have to pay for the digital, don't you?
You still have to pay for the digital, but I what
It's
was
12
it?
inches off.
It's a little cheaper.
I LimeWired the first 4 or 5 books.
What?
Oh, is that
Edit that
bootleg?
out. Edit that out.
Edit that part out, Chad.
Is that bootlegging?
Yeah. But back then it wasn't technically illegal kind of thing.
They were saying it was, but it really wasn't yet.
Well, and I would have gotten in trouble for it if it was at that time too, because I was doing it on my college campus's internet.
Well, that's a cool thing about the new GW books. Now you get both.
Yeah, that is nice.
So I'm gonna start this. Let's get there in 2 seconds.
But the problem with that too is, don't you have to pay? Do you get those books automatically?
If you
or-
buy the book, it's in the code's in the back.
Yes, but for the app to work, do you have
You
to?
can use it for free, but it's
Okay.
kind of like the what do you call it? The AOS one,
Yeah.
where you can use it for free, but then you get extra stuff
If you pay
if
for
you
it.
pay for it.
Is it 12? You said 12?
12 inches off it, yeah.
Yeah,
But I love the AOS app.
The AOS app is nice and it's cheap. It's only like $1 a month.
It's 99 cents.
Yeah, but the 40K one is
$4.99.
$5.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? And it's
It doesn't work right now either. Or when I tried it last, it doesn't work on
No,
iPhones at
well,
all. It was
you
garbage.
don't even. It still doesn't have the army list thing yet. They said it was going to take a couple weeks. It's been months.
Yeah.
I think they're struggling right now, to be honest, in general.
Well, I kind of think it's funny that Duncan left and is now his own paint studio.
Yeah.
And is doing great. I watch his videos.
His
all the
videos are
time.
amazing.
Yeah, I
He
think
just did.
They screwed the pooch there.
Yeah, like Duncan was their face.
2 thin coats, baby.
Yeah, he was their face. Like,
I'm
he
a
would
me.
go to like Adepticon and stuff, and everybody would be like, "Oh, it's Duncan." Yep, but there's more to come.